Hi everyone. In this lecture, I'm going to talk about few STL functions and I will show you a demo of one particular function, that is the find function. So now suppose you want to find a particular element inside a particular in a vector or in some other container. So what happens is you can obviously do linear search, but in order to save time, you can also use the inbuilt functions. So the inbuilt function for doing linear search is known as find, and you can do it on arrays, you can use it on vectors, on you can use it on other containers as well. So let's see how we can use this function. So it is a part of a header file known as algorithm, and you can go on the c++.com to look at the documentation. So this function basically accepts the range in which we want to find a particular element, and it also accepts the key for which we are looking for, and it returns an iterator. So iterator is like an pointer. I will tell you. So an iterator for a vector would have the data type vector of int colon colon iterator. So this is the data type for the iterator, and we write it as this is going to be equal to array we call the find method, and we tell you have to search in this particular array, maybe starting from this index. This index is array dot begin and till this particular point. So this is array dot end. So this part is not included, so and this part is included. So when we say array dot begin till array dot end, this is a open interval, this is a closed interval. That means begin point is included, ending point is not included. So we are going to search one point before the ending point. So let's see how we can give this address. We say okay, array dot begin till array dot end and followed by key. Let's say we want to search for 11, so we give the key here as 11. So once we are done, we can say okay, uh, we can say okay, cout it. This it is actually going to give us the address of this bucket, but we don't want the address, we actually want the index. So how do you find the index? So in order to find the index, you from your address you subtract the base address. Okay, so the base address is the starting address of the array. So this is nothing but it minus the base address, that is array dot begin. So array dot begin is also an iterator, so you can subtract the two addresses to get the index. So you can just cout it minus array dot begin, and it is possible that the element is not present. So you can check if it equals array dot end. So that means the iterator is pointing to the array dot end, which lies outside the array. That means the element is not present. Okay, so if it is not equal to array dot end, then you print okay, it is present at index this one. Otherwise you can say else cout the element is not found. So maybe we will take input a key from the user, and then we will try to search for that particular key. So let me show it to you. So I can say dot slash search, and I give 11. So 11 it's present at index 1, which is fine. I give let's say 1112, it says element is not found. So this is how you can use a inbuilt find function for STL. And this is not binary search, it is a linear search because it also works on unsorted arrays, and it goes linearly and finds where the element is present. Okay, so some other functions that are useful, one is a search function. So search function is similar to find, but instead of searching for a particular element, it searches for a subsequence. So maybe we can see an example of search. So what this example shows is, now what we have this haystack as a array, and we are given a needle sequence. Okay, we are given this sequence which we call as needle. Okay, and you can see what we want is we want to search for this sequence inside this haystack. So what we are doing, we are calling this search method which with haystack dot begin, haystack dot end, And instead of searching the entire needle sequence, we are saying we want to search for needle 2. So this is an integer array. So we give the starting address and the number of elements. So for an integer array, this is how we give the beginning and the end. Okay, so we simply give array comma array plus n. But it is also possible that we are yes, we are giving this needle 1 and needle plus 4. So we are searching for this, and it will tell us at which point this subsequence is present. The find function finds an element, the search function searches for a subsequence. And in order to give your own comparison, you can also give a boolean function that will tell how do you compare the two elements. Okay, so the two elements, one from the vector and one from the array. So yes, so or it could be two vectors as well. Okay, so elements from the two vectors. Okay. We have to give, and we have to tell, okay, whether this 40 is same as this 40. So we are just doing a comparison between the integer values. So we can give your own comparison method as well. So this kind of a comparison may be useful. Maybe you have an array of books and you have a book of C++ with a version of 2021, and maybe you are searching for C++ book in which has another property of version 2020, and maybe a Python book, Python 4, and maybe a Python 3 book. So maybe you want to search for this sequence in this sequence of books, and you just want to make a comparison based upon the names. Okay, so in that case, you can define your custom comparison. Even if the string value matches, you can return true. Okay, this Python and this Python are equal. So this kind of a method will be useful in that particular case. So apart from it, we have a method which is known as binary search. So binary search, you can look yourself. This method actually returns a boolean, and it works in log n time. Okay, and if you want to find out the index of the first occurrence, there is a method known as lower bound, and there is also a method known as upper bound. So you can learn about these methods by referring the C++ STL documentation, and these methods are provided by the C++ standard template library. So that's it for this lecture. Thank you.